All right, this is Sherfu Reed from Kingdom Warrior Academy. We are going to shoot a quick in-session um, demonstration of some tactics that I like to use when somebody attempts a double leg takedown. Now, as far as, there are a thousand different ways to put a person on the ground in a fight, but the most commonly used, tried and true, quick, easy to learn, reliable takedown is the double knee takedown. And a proper double knee takedown is always set up. Somebody who just dives at the legs is either going to lucky or they're going to catch something on their way in, or it's not going to work. A really skilled practitioner with a double knee takedown is going to set it up with a hand technique. They're going to go 1-1, and then they're here. So it's combination up top, drop immediately the moment they see their opponent react and come up with a hands up defensive strategy. Then they drop underneath, grab the legs, and it's not about the waist. It's called a double knee for a reason. Your arms are going to circle around the knee, squeeze them together. You want those knees to approximate or come together. And then you push with your shoulder through the pelvis, ideally on a 45, and kind of a scoop with the arms to get the guy to go down. I'm not going to do that at speed with my partner here because I don't want this headset doesn't stay in place super great if I'm doing stuff like that. But slow motion like this. So we're fighting, it's 1, 2, and then I'm here. When I'm here, I go down. And one of the reasons why ground fighters like the double knee takedown is because you're right there in the prime position to just walk right into mount or slide right into mount with this person on their back. So the standard traditional defense for a double knee takedown is the sprawl. So he comes in to take my knees. Go ahead. Knees. Yeah. And as he's coming in, you just lay on him like that and spread your legs out and just basically fall on him. Okay? And it works. It's a great technique. You kind of think about the like the inchworm dance, where you just kind of throw your legs out and fall and kind of roll. That's kind of what you're looking for. You want to have that, roll them right onto the ground and pop back up, or swing around and grab the dominant position on your opponent. If you don't want to go to the ground, there's a modified sprawl that I like. So when he comes in and tries to tackle my knees, I'm just going to slide backwards, hook his head, and then just drive him to the ground. So that's my first layer of defense. Somebody attempts to do a double knee takedown. If I see it coming early enough, that's what I want to do. So he didn't catch me by surprise. I saw this coming a mile away. He comes in. I'm just going to step backwards, capture his head, and just basically drive it into the ground. If I can drive it into my knee as I go back, that's even better. Now let's say he caught me a little, I didn't see it quite as early. He manages to get in to me, and he's managed to get through to the point where I can't step back and kind of direct him to the ground. He got a little bit too close before I could do that. So he's coming in, he comes in for it. I want to catch at least one hand underneath. Okay? So one hand underneath, either one arm or the other. Because if he gets around me and I spread, then I can pull his arms up and he's not around my knees, he's around my waist. And from here, I can work to some kind of workable position. If it's on the street, I've got the elbow to the back of the head. I've got an arm lock option here. I can break his grip if I can get one underhook is what I think they call it. I'm just going to snake one arm under. If I can snake one arm under, lots of things I can do. Option number one is I can attack the back of the head with my elbow. Option number two is I can go for a guillotine, okay, and I can choke him out. Option number three, I can go for something much, much more devastating, and that is I'm going to take my forearm across his jaw, and I'm going to turn his body, pull up on his arm here, come through, and either drop him on the ground if I'm being nice, or if I can get him all the way up here, I've got his head upside down, and you just crank down to break the neck. I've never done it, so I don't know if it'd work or not, but anyway, in theory, sounds good. The third is, let's say he actually gets his arms around me. I don't get hooks in as he's coming through. Yep. Immediately, I want to sink, move my weight, and spread my knees apart. This is your Tai Chi posture. Body bladed at a 45, weight low, knees far apart. Where you're working your glute medius, you push those knees apart. If he's coming in, coming tight, he's trying to squeeze those knees together. His takedown doesn't work if your knees don't approximate, because you're in a good strong position. And from this position I can start working to get underhooks, to get control of the neck, or I can start pounding him as I work head to push him off and break his grip and whatnot. So it depends on how sticky he is as he's coming in. Sometimes, you know, a good grappler, a good wrestler can be really hard to separate from you. They become really sticky. But you can work. You now have a chance. You have a platform to work to break through his posture and position at that point. So 3 levels. Level number 1, you see it coming. He comes in. You capture the head, move back like a sprawl. But you don't have to go to the ground, and you just throw his head to the ground. I have done this in sparring with a person who attempted a double knee takedown a couple different times. It's not very often people try to do that to me, but it worked pretty well. The other times he comes in, he got through, he was fast enough that he got in, but then when he came in, I managed to get an arm underneath. This is where good Sanso skills or Rosho push hand skills come into play, because instinctively my hands snake and hook in underneath to get control of that arm as he's coming in. And that allows me to raise him up, keep him from attacking my knees. I still have good structure. And depending on how it plays out, how close and tight he's gripping me, how sticky he is, I have options that I can work to attack him in this position until he decides to bail, including my own knee if he's not pushing me around and jostling me too much. And then the third level, this is just a quick review. He gets past, I don't get hooks in. I want to base out, establish my root, keep my knees strong and far apart, so I can move. He's trying to drive his shoulder through me, and as he's moving, I can move because he doesn't have control of my legs. Now, while he's trying to get me through, I'm attacking his ribs, his kidneys, his head, working to try to get back to that second stage of defense, or even here, first stage of defense. So, grappling is not my forte. It's not what I'm best at. Throwing and grappling on the ground. I have some experience fighting people who do that, sparring with them, and doing some of it myself. And when I don't want to go to the ground, this is the set of progressions, strategies that I typically try to use. Nothing's foolproof. They don't always work. But my grappling friends tell me I'm really, really hard to take down. And this is pretty much it. This is what I use. Your push hand, Sanso, Rosho skills, and then these 3 strategies in that order. So thank you for listening. Hope this was educational and that you gained some value from it. Sajid?